there. This is me, CB, and I'm inviting you to join me as I dumpster dive for demos in the search for treasure. And this is coming from the entity who found a long out-of-print edition of Vampire the Dark Ages at Dragon Meat Stall one year, so I know from finding treasure amongst the trash. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you haven't, welcome, glad you joined us. General Sermon on the Mount style statement of why I'm here, condensed version. I dig through the shovelware, asset flips, and AI slop to be found in Steam's demo tag to find the treasure in and among the trash. Also some commentary about how accessible the game is, because I do have a small laundry list of disabilities, and I know from experience how not fun it is to get a game and find out it's unplayable because of whatever symptom wants to plague me that day. This session, we're looking at the demo for Book Smugglers by Fluxo Games. This game has been described by Games Radar Plus as an RPG-tinged resource management game that feels like Pentiment meets Citizen Sleeper. Those two games were interesting to me in and of themselves, and a combination of resource management game and choose-your-own-adventure is kind of catnip for me, having relatively recently discovered the joys of visual novels and dating sims. Also, a bit of historical context is always nice, especially when it feels like the setting was properly researched. Book Smugglers is apparently set in 19th century Lithuania, so that should be interesting. But most of all, I love to read so much. The concept of banning books, especially in a wrapper of think of the children, as we're getting recently, it offends me. There are a lot of reasons for that, from personal experience to just not trusting any government-mandated erasure of ideas, which is all a book ban really is at the end of the day. But that's not why we're here. My feelings on banned books only matter here insofar as it explains that when I play this demo, it's personal. So, I'm itching to smuggle some books past some fascists. How about you? Sitting comfortably? Good. Then we'll begin. First thing we do is check on the settings. I did that earlier. Not really much. Music volume, which I turned down to be heard, so I'll turn it up a little so you can hear it. Sound volume, language, English, or I'm assuming Lithuanian. Interesting selection of languages there. Hopefully it'll get some support for French, German, stuff like that, but it might be a bit much of an ask. I believe Fluxo Games is Lithuanian individuals, so makes sense, but I guess we'll just see. So all we've got after that is new game, so let's make a start.
In the late 19th century, the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth was torn apart by surrounding empires, and Lithuania fell under Russian rule. In 1863, people rose up against the empire, but the revolt was crushed. The Tsarist regime banned all printed materials in the Latin alphabet, and unless written in Cyrillic, every single book, pamphlet, and prayer was now forbidden. For Lithuanians, these printed words were more than ink on paper. They were memories of ancestors, songs of freedom, voices that the regime could not silence. And so, a movement was born. Brave men and women known as knygnešiai, the book smugglers, risked their lives carrying banned literature across the empire's borders and into the hands of people, building a quiet network of resistance. You carry more than books. You carry the voice of a nation. Hurry. The people are waiting.
Interesting bit of historical context and a nice little call to arms there. I approve. Welcome to the 19th century Lithuania, where the ban on the press came into force. As a book smuggler, you have to overcome the obstacles in your path to deliver books. click spacebar to continue. Each obstacle has its own category that's shown on each token. The screen slides along with the mouse cursor or WASD keys. If you run out of health points or books, your mission will end. Rubles can be seen next to health points. Food amount can be seen at the top right-hand corner. Currently I have nil. 10 books, 100 rubles. The inventory button can be seen highlighted at the bottom left corner, so that'd be a little bag there. So you. Okay. So, tavern brawl. Okay. We're starting strong today. Each obstacle can be solved in 3 ways. Certain decisions may require resources or items. When the night falls, weary and tired seek only to sink their burdens at the bottom of a bottle. Thus is Dionysius' curse and blessing. When you arrive at the tavern, it is being torn down via the traditional fist fight between the residents. So what is this, like a daily thing or a weekly sporting event? Violent debauchery? Unquestionably. Ask the owner for a nightly stay, 10 rubles. Request some booze and join the fun, 5 rubles. Refuse to even be near such barbarians, leave. Okay, I don't know if anybody's watching this, but if anybody wants to have a say in what I'm going to do, although it's not going to be refused to be even near such barbarians, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun. So I don't know, am I flipping a coin, or does anybody just want me to launch directly into a bar brawl? Yeah. Of course, I don't have a coin handy. That would be remarkably helpful. Yeah, it says request some booze and join the fun. Let's see what happens. This is going to be interesting. The events that transpired after are an enigma purged from your memory by liquor. You vaguely remember making some friends by impressing them with your unrivaled martial prowess. Here you can see the event resolution along with lost and gained resources. I lost 5 rubles to booze, but don't seem to have gained anything. Continue. Okay, so let's abandoned campsite or farmer in a wheat field. Let's go to the wheat field. Among the golden wheat, a small farmer is diligently working the land. His face shows signs of hard work and life. He does seem like a sort of fella to do business with. I didn't actually get any boost, so ask about work and opportunities to help. A good chance to earn some coin. Well, may as well. I'm probably going to need it. Hard labor bears sweet fruit. The reward from the farmer is handsome indeed. Plus 5 rubles, minus 10 health points. At least I didn't lose any health points in the bar brawl. The windmill or abandoned campsite? Let's hit the abandoned campsite. Let's see what those are like. At night, the road leads you to the lakeshore. A seemingly abandoned campfire and a standing shelter ought to provide the basic comfort before dawn. And I don't have any food or anything, so that's not a problem. Don't waste any more time and proceed. To reach your destination faster and stay on track, you decide to continue your journey. Nothing lost, nothing gained. Drunk gendarme. Oh, that's going to be fun. Oh lord, he demands to see my belongings for public safety. Try to outrun the gendarme, that's pretty much all I've got. While attempting to catch you, the gendarme grabs your bag, causing one of the books in it to drop out and onto the solid ground. It's a small price to pay. Yeah, get tired on your journey, eat food to gain health and avoid trouble. I don't have food. Checkpoint. Crap. Try to run away from the police. Doubting your chances of passing the checkpoint, you decide to flee. One of the policemen pursues you on foot while others mount horses and join the chase, marking the start of a tense pursuit. Help, please, gendarmes are after me. Say no more, get into the coffin and keep a low profile. We'll be lucky if no one checks. I had a feeling when I saw that I was going to end up with me in the coffin. And now we're riding away in a coffin. Thank God, I thought I would be caught this time for sure. You are safe here. I assume you understand why these gendarmes were chasing me. Yes, smugglers in need of help aren't rare nowadays. If you are found with these books, the jail is all but assured. Where are you bringing this literature? To Gilbalcas, I think. I'm not really sure about the pronunciation. I hope I got that remotely right. Apologize for being blunt, but could you possibly be Mochiages Valancius? Yes, indeed, smuggler. What is your name? It's Clistijonas. Thank you, Father Valancius. You truly are, as they say, a miracle worker. Just a man doing what he feels is right. No more, no less. Know that you are not alone in this fight. We're being pressured from all sides. It is hard to expect any help when knowing the consequences it might bring. We are living in difficult times, and yet no one immediately becomes a books smuggler. Tell me, what did you do before you started smuggling books? Oh, we got choices. Bard, bureaucrat's assistant, farmer. 10% chance of a positive outcome, plus 1 ruble for each book delivered. Stick with Bard. I tend to be the good Bard. I was a musical performer. I played the guitar at village festivals. Bard, you say? That's how I will be calling you from now on. Since you're already going to Jurbakas, I do have a job for you. It's the least I can do to repay your kindness. You need to transport a bundle of books to Jurbakas. Locals need those for a secret school. Ooh, neat. Ensuring there would still be Lithuanians after us? Sounds fine to me. Indeed, secret schools have become a necessity for us. When the government banned education in our own language, what else were we to do? However, such endeavors bring many dangers. Those accursed gendarmes impose more and more serious punishments, and we have to be careful. The gendarmes haven't yet had an opportunity to catch me. I believe in our goal and will do everything to help our people. I admire your courage, son, but you must be careful. The gendarmes have caught more than one book smuggler on this path. May God be with you during this journey, Clistijonas. This is a shop where you can purchase food. Hover over an item to see its price and description. Press on the button and add it to your inventory. Click the inventory button to see your gear and food as soon as you get them. Click the edge of the screen to move to a different room. Click a character to talk to them. They each sell different items. Once you've bought everything you need, click the letter to begin your first mission. Make sure you're prepared before starting the mission given by M. Valancius. Okay, well, that's... Well, I'm good on health points for the moment. Fair... Let's see. Oh, I got 100 bread. Some mushrooms. And some peanuts, I think. Next room. Hello. You got work to do, I see. What tools are you after today? I'm going to take you to join the resistance, a miracle and a way to keep my family safe. You always seem busy. Why do you keep at it? If I stop, the world falls apart a piece at a time. Show me your wares. Cut things, weapon in emergency, smashing and repairing things, broken carriage, tying things. I think I will grab the axe. And the rope. Who's here? Well, if it isn't someone with a bag full of secrets, what's it worth to keep me quiet? If the price is right, why not? What do you need, and what do I get in return? Can you spare anything for me? Always worth an ask. If you got the coin, I've got the goods. I mean, I don't, but... oh well. Oops. No, have to click return, right. We heard it is dangerous. What you carry could change lives. Ooh, maybe I should have saved for forged documents, but maybe I'll have another opportunity. You're doing great work. How can I help you? How's the farm holding up? Stuff, but we're managing. We always find a way. Why do you help the smugglers? Because someone has to. If we don't stand together, we'll fall alone. What's his wares? Well, I've got no bribes, but I've got other means of getting around. Okay, mission. There's a job to do. According to Motiages Valancius, a headmistress of a small village has recently established a secret school where she teaches Lithuanian language to the local youth. The Russian Empire has made many moves to prevent such attempts. Therefore, you must remain secretive. Let's go! Start in the swamp. Okay. As if the day wasn't challenging enough, a new obstacle. A huge, treacherous, foul swamp whose clutches are the undoing of the careless. Well, I'll try to walk around the edges of the swamp. You successfully pass the swamp and soon forget the unpleasant experience. Phew. 3 options now. Hunter. Bandit. Stuck in the mud. I'm gonna stick with the hunter. Oh. A path through the forest leads to a person in simple clothing with a rifle in hand. After greeting him, you learn that he is a local hunter who has had more than enough time to get acquainted with every rock and branch in the area before meeting you. What a fine guide he would make. Well, I'll wish him a good hunt and continue on his way. I can't really do much else. The hunter eyes you with an unsettling intent. After he finishes with this improvised examination, nothing follows. It'd likely be best to leave. The hunter eyes you with unsettling intent again. After he finishes with this well, that's one thing for Fluxo Games. You've copied that entire text twice. Still moving. Gendarme in the inn. Oh boy. That's going to be interesting. As you rest in a quiet country inn, a gendarme sits behind the same table, a company most undesired. He's talking to the innkeeper about the weather and the harvest. His interest quickly shifts towards your person. Questions start pouring in. Name, occupation, destination, etc. If this keeps up, you'll eventually slip up. Pass off as a humble farmer. That's all I've got. Oh, crap. The gendarme looks at you suspiciously and tells you that you don't look like a farmer, and he would like to inspect your bag. Without waiting for anything, you grab the bag and run out the door. The gendarme tells you to stop and fires his pistol. The bullet hits you right in the bag and even injures your back, but you manage to escape. Ow. Snitches, old woman's request. I guess I can't use the food. Let's hope for old woman's request. You witness an elderly woman struggling to carry a heavy basket filled with food. She glances up, expecting an act of chivalry from a stranger. God, I hope this doesn't cost me too many health points. I'm going to be decent. The woman gives you a warm smile and a small token of gratitude. Freshly baked bread. Eat one food. I have bread, mushrooms. I'll go for the bread because I'm really not doing too well. Crash wagon. The marketplace. Crash wagon might be money. Go for the crash wagon. You stumble upon a wrecked wagon by the side of the road. A drunken man is slumped beside it, looking dazed and distraught. His horse lies motionless, a casualty of the crash. The man, slurring his words, oh gods, we have drunken drivers, looks at you and says, "Can't believe this happened. I need to find someone to help me fix this mess. Could you watch my things while I go?" I'll watch the wreckage. An hour or two passes by the time the drunk returns. Two strong-looking young villagers look at him with pity. The three of you fix the wagon while its owner watches from the side. After everything is done, you and the villager get rewarded with a couple of rubles each. Sometimes it's good to do the decent thing. I'm really bad at doing anything but the decent thing, so... Oh lord, great, pursuing gendarme. In the background, quietly listening to the sounds of the forest, you can hear gendarmes whistles and dogs barking. You immediately feel a chill running through your whole body because you realize that the gendarmes have found your tracks. Your heart starts beating faster, and your mind races trying to find a way out of this situation. All I've got is hide in a safe-looking place. Crap. You hide in the cover of the bushes, hoping that the dogs and gendarme won't catch you. Unfortunately, the dog smells your scent, finds you, and bites you in the leg. Soon, the gendarme show up, whip you, and take your books away. Fantastic. I'm not doing very well. Snake? Abandoned campsite. Yeah, spend the entire night at the campsite. Oh, do I need... Oh, I need all the foods. Ugh, that's such a pain. A few hours of sleep is no big sacrifice. Suspicious pub owner. Wolves. Oh, Lord. I'm gonna die at some point. I don't have bribery. Let's try the wolves. Climb a tree with a rope and expect... Can I fight them off with... A pack of drool... I'm sure that should be drooling, but it says drooling. Now I'm picturing wolves in, like, juggalo garb. Follows you through the forest. The period of starvation has made them bold. They're desperate, but so are you. So, climb tree with rope, scare them away, or fight them off. I think they're probably too hungry to... I'll try climbing. Oh, I see you have to click this. That would have changed things. After a successful climb, the prior chase becomes a contest of patience which the hungry pack loses. Eat one food. Eat one bread. Storm. Oh, great. I'm having a wonderful time. Sinister-looking clouds gather on the horizon. A strong and chilly gale signifies its coming. It would be most unfortunate to get caught in a storm. I will try to find cover in one of the houses. I'm not doing very... Seeking shelter takes too long. A few books get wet and you get sick. I'm not having a good day. Traditional hut. Live in eternal hope.
Aww.
You meet a man who appears to be not just a friendly face, but also quite interested in the traditional culture. A folklorist, perhaps. He might be a good buyer. I will sell him a book. The man is a great patriot and book lover, so he pays a good price for the book. He also offers shelter and food for the journey. Thank you, sir. Mission completed. Time 7 minutes 54 seconds. Books delivered 5. Rubles earned 35. Game saved. Continue. Thank God you are here. We have been waiting for you. Sorry I have so few books. It was a mess out there. Hello, dear. What business brings you here? Good afternoon. I have books sent by Father Valancius. Please convey our greatest gratitude to Priest Valancius. May I also know your name, dear? Christijonas, but they call me Bard. We are short on books. Children must carry on their forefathers' legacy, but Russians are determined to exterminate the Lithuanian language. So are we to preserve it. Is there anything you'd like me to do? It'd be best to not stay here more than you must. The longer you remain, the more probable it is for us to get compromised. I understand. Before you go, there is a certain someone who could be of use to you. Who are you referring to? Wait and see for yourself. That's ominous. He's waiting for you inside. Thank you once again. I apologize for the cold welcome. That was a cold welcome. That's alright. Stay safe and keep doing your part. In the bitty hut. Hello. Christijonas. Our mutual associates have been saying good things about you, and you seem like a decent person. And you are? They call me Bieliakas. Bieliakas? Georgios Bielinis. I heard so much about you. You are a living tale among book smugglers. The gendarme would say otherwise. Here is your pay. I will be in touch with you. Be ready. Okay, meeting a legend. Gotta be careful about what I buy. I'll go for some peanuts and see what I've got to offer here. Okay, what's his wares? Cloak. That should help now that I know how everything works, more or less. Looking at the differences in prices, because there are some. Nope. That's pretty much what I got. What about you? Nope. Next. A little better prepared now, and I know a bit more about how this works. I figured out you need to click on the little... You don't need all the things, you just need to click on the thing that you have. Anyway. Hello, Bard. You will deliver publications to Kupiskis and hand them over to the local book distributor Stanislovas. Austra, the first public magazine printed in our language. This first issue, edited by J. Basanavicius himself is a critical piece that highlights the Empire's policy of oppression and forced assimilation in Lithuania. Times we live in, people need a reminder that they're being choked. Remember that the success of the mission depends on your discretion and reliability. Stay alert. Difficulty 13, book amount 20. Well, let's give this a try, shall we? I think I'm a little better at these and may not struggle quite so hard. Steep, rocky hill. Another day, another obstacle. A steep hill that you must get down to continue the journey. The slope is covered with plants and bushes. Every step must be calculated so as not to slip or lose balance. I have the options of tying a rope to a large tree to safely descend down the slope, risk it and try to descend as is, or try to go around the hill for a safer descent. No, you know what? I bought this rope. I'm going to use this rope. Except now I think I've lost the rope. You slowly descend down the hill. It goes remarkably well, and I don't have rope anymore. Glorious. Storm. Bandit. Vodka smuggler. Go with the vodka smuggler. See what happens. While making your way past the tree line, you witness a peculiar figure of a man rummaging through his belongings. He notices your presence and warmly invites you to come over. On approach, an odor of strong beverages pierces the nostrils. Nah, I can't bargain for vodka, and I don't really want to hit him. Oh, though obviously unhappy with your decision, the smuggler decides to give you a bottle as a parting gift. I'm getting good luck this time. Out of all the drunkards you've met, this one might probably be the kindest. That's adorable. Hey, what do we have? We have Rapid River. After climbing a high hill, a string view? I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. A rushing river crosses your path, its surface glimmering in the light of the setting sun. The current is wild and profound in its intent to prolong your journey even more. Well, I can't walk along the river for a shallower place. I could look for a bridge, but I have an axe, so I'm going to cut down a large tree and cross the river by climbing. I'm sure that should be climbing up it and not climbing it up. Time to showcase your ingenuity. An improvised bridge you just made proves to be slippery. Soaked and annoyed, our hero emerges on the other side. At least I didn't get sick. That's something. Checkpoint. Shit.
Hola.
Dozing off in the carriage was a bad call. By the time of awakening, you're already at the checkpoint. As you get closer, a gendarme approaches and demands to see your documents, wanting to know where and why you're traveling. If I had money, I would bribe him, but I don't, and I don't have forged documents, so I'm going to have to try to run away. Ow. With the swiftness of a young hare, you take off running and successfully escape the shouting thugs, dropping a number of books in haste. On top of that, a single bullet grazes your shoulder. Could have been worse. Windmill. Please be nice. A local miller and his son are trying to fix the grindstones. They look annoyed and tired. Perhaps there is something you can do. I did not buy the hammer. I am not going to just abandon them. I'm going to attempt to sell them a book. The miller takes a look at the book, but shows less enthusiasm than you expected. Busy with his own worries, the miller buys one book. Travel fatigue. I will eat. I will eat some of the peanuts. Policeman on patrol. Traveling merchant. Traveling merchant. Moving in an opposite direction on a forest, I'm sure that should be road, but it says rod, is a small man carrying a large bag. He offers you a look at his goods. Well, I could buy food, but I'm probably good for food. I can try to sell him some literature, or I can carry on. I'll try to sell him a book. The surprised merchant radiates special interest, agrees to your higher offered price, and also adds some supplies. 10 rubles and some mushrooms. Go me! This is fun. Trapper steps on a trap or shootout. No, thank you. While traversing a forest, you hear a shout of pain nearby. You stumble upon a rugged trapper with his foot caught in one of his traps. He winces, clutching his bloodied leg, and looks up. "A little help, stranger? Seems I got myself in a bit of a bind." "Well, I don't have the correct instruments. I'm not gonna blackmail the poor bugger, so I'll try." You muster your strength as you grab the trap and begin pulling in different directions. Your hands are grazed and stained with blood, but the trapper is finally free. You both endured the pain and now are celebrating a newfound camaraderie. CAMARADERIE. But never mind, over a dining table in his hut. So sometimes kindness is the thing. Better than a shootout, anyway. Cross at a crossroads.
Oh.
As you walk along the forest path, your steps lead you to a cross standing at a crossroads. This cross is not only a religious symbol, but also a witness to a terrible event. The grave of a former bookseller is marked here, the place where he was shot. I could place a book on the grave, but I only have 10 of those, and I need to get them places, so I will find a flower in the woods, and I will place it on the grave as a sign of respect. When you place a flower, you see blueberries growing near the grave. Even from the grave, my book brother is helping me. That's cute. Okay, crossroads. Tavern brawl. Stars. You are lost in the forest. The world shrinks around you with no source of light. The only guides now are the stars shining brightly in the dark sky. I could follow the North Star or look for the landmarks you saw on the way here. They might lead you back. Go back the way I came, or tavern brawl? I will follow it. When you find the North Star in the sky, you walk in its directions, but fall in a hole and drop a book without noticing it. I will eat foods. I'll eat peanuts. Collapsed bridge, the river crossing. I still have an axe. That might help. Nope. You approach a river with a collapsed bridge, the middle of which is collapsed, leaving a dangerous gap. You could swing across, climb down and up the sides of the river. Try not to catch a cold. This is going to be bad. Yep, climbing up the sides of the river, you injure yourself and get your book wet. Wolves. A pack of, same drooling wolves. I will try to fight them off. Biting you in the leg cost one of the wolves his life. The rest are hesitant to take a similar risk and retreat. Crap. Another book smuggler.
Oh.
Colleague, I've been spotted and gendarme are roaming everywhere. I need your help. I'll offer to take his books. To help another book smuggler, you take his books from him so he doesn't arouse suspicion. I could have helped him hide, but it's better, I think, if they don't necessarily know. Oh, drunk gendarme. He demands down a country road. A lurching gendarme gives you a suspicious look. He demands to see your belongings for public safety, no doubt. I'm going to offer him some booze and promise to visit a pub together. Your tab, of course. This gendarme seems to be in a particularly good mood today. In exchange for vodka and some half-decent stories from your absolutely legal pilgrimages across the country, he not only lets you through, but even provides you with some fresh supplies. A kind gesture from someone like him. Mission completed! Time, 8 minutes, 56 seconds. Books delivered, 11. Rubles earned, 66. Thanks for playing. And that's the demo. Now, obviously, I understand that the dev's first language was very clearly not English, and I think there were a couple of places where I wasn't sure what the typo was or what it was meant to say. But at the same time, what happens there? Yeah, because I have no motions left. But I don't really see the Pentiment comparison exactly. But then again, I don't really see the Citizen Sleeper comparison either. There's rather little in the way of actual RPGing the way there is in Citizen Sleeper, and in fact Pentiment, because maybe it's a demo thing, maybe you get more options in the full game to customize your character a little bit. But there is a Pentiment-y feel to, I guess, the setup and how people talk, but that's more of a, you only have static pictures and dialogue boxes instead of spoken word. And obviously Pentiment is sort of the historical element of it. But, I mean, as you can see, you don't necessarily know how everything is going to go. And I think even the demo has a lot of replayability, because not only can you go back and try branches you didn't the first time, but also knowing what might be useful to buy later on down the line helps you make an entirely different bunch of decisions. So on the whole, lot of replay value. The one thing that this thing could use, apart from a solid English native language speaking editor probably, is at least one bit of tutorial text, I guess, saying that when you get to a point where you've selected an option and it involves an item, that you have to click on the item that you're going to use to make it work. Because I fumbled in the first mission because I didn't think that at first that just clicking on the item I wanted to use would get me to use the item and do what I wanted to do. But on the whole, once you figure that out, that opens things up a whole lot more and makes the game, as you can probably tell from my reaction to the whole thing, even more fun. And I have to admit that for as many times as I ran into insupportably bad luck, because let's face it, I don't know what kind of RNG decides whether you succeed or fail at things in this whole thing, but it didn't like me very much, except in, well, to be fair, a good part of the second mission was more, see, there's a joke in amongst my RPG team, and yes, true neutral Russians, well, I don't know why they have Russian gendarme exactly, because gendarme is more French, but I guess they might have kept maybe it's similar to Lithuanian, I don't know. All I know is that this is apparently historically researched in the 19th century, and apparently this involves a whole hell of a lot of forgery, bribery, and sneaking Latinate alphabet books around, which, particularly now when it feels like the entire world just wants us to not read things, not think about things, not engage in words. I mean, there's a 1984 feel to it as well. It's the whole double think thing, where they try to reduce the number of words you have to express something, and once you can't express it, you lose the knack of knowing it. You cut out the words and you just can't talk about the thing anymore, so it sits there and it festers, which is why I always get a little bit frustrated and terrified by the fact that there are some words that are being demonetized and basically removed from the language and replaced with things like PDF file or grape or unalived. I'm sorry, these are concepts that we need to talk about, and we need the words to do them. And going back to this game, obviously the Lithuanian people needed their language to express things that are native to them. As Lithuanians, they didn't want to be subsumed by Empire of Cyrillic and lose their identity completely. It's a form of genocide, and it's been going on in more places than Lithuania in the 19th century, and it's going on technically now. But that's what makes it such a good game for right now, because every time you flee the gendarme, every time you get through and drop your books off, it's basically flipping the bird to everyone who doesn't want words to happen, or things to be known, or concepts to be expressed. And while fun on its own, just as a game, what's going to happen to me if I do this? It's also just satisfying on a very deep level, and I enjoy it. Yes, having to dodge the demonetization Shadowban mallet is, the problem is, like I say, there's a whole section in 1984 where he's explaining to John Smith that the whole reason that they're cutting out the words is so that those concepts will cease to exist. And that's why things like they've got a thing at the moment here in the UK where there used to be in the 80s something that Margaret Thatcher started up, Section 28 it was called. The Americans had something similar not long ago, the Don't Say Gay bill. Basically, you were not allowed to teach about homosexuality in any classes, including things like sexual education. They're doing the same thing now, but not for gay people, for trans people. So you're not allowed to talk about being trans at school. Teachers aren't allowed to teach about it, and teachers are in fact obliged to report to a kid's parents if they're trying to socially transition. So those concepts, the whole being trans, they're trying to erase it here. It's not the US trying to cudgel them to death, although we have Gary Linehan talking about that's what we should do to trans women who actually use women's restrooms. But it's more that it's more insidious. It's erasure. This game, they're trying to the Russian Empire is trying to erase Lithuanian culture. Today, they're trying to erase trans people, gay people, people of color, in countries that are deemed white. Dear God, we've currently got Elon Musk. Can you all Americans just keep Elon Musk out of our business? Because right now he's talking about how we should repatriate everyone in this country who isn't white to their country of origin, even if they were born here. What they mean is the country where the people that are that color come from. And it's kind of disgusting, and we're going into some very political topics that I guess kind of make sense given the nature of the game, but I did kind of want to stick to the game. It's just difficult when we're currently living in a dystopia that actually makes this one look kind of weak sauce, but that's only because they've got gendarmes wandering around Lithuania, not the equivalent of the National Guard. Either way, it's a nice little cathartic way of dealing with the whole thing where you feel like the words are being taken away. The books are being taken away. It obviously doesn't solve the problem, but maybe it encourages little acts of bravery to solve the problem. Like, I heard some people talking on B-Sky about, yeah, they're going to ban these books. Fine, I'm giving them all to my grandchildren or my nibblings or the rest of that. Because, as everybody says, when they give you a banned book list, that's your shopping list for books, because you want to find out what they're hiding. That's where the good stuff is. And it's ironic that 1984 is probably one of them. It always has been previously. Either way, fun little game, very cathartic, very thought-provoking in a, yeah, this feels like something that we're gonna have to do, especially when so much more internet suppression of things is going on. But it's definitely one that I'm going to be waiting with bated breath to have it come out, because obviously I really liked it, and I might actually keep the demo installed until it gets there, because there's lots of choices I didn't make, and I kind of want to see where they go, especially now that I've got the shopping and item use all down. But I'm all out of demo for the moment, and I'm almost entirely out of spoons, but that's what I get for talking politics, so that's where we'll leave it for now. If you liked the look of it, and you know I did, so Book Smugglers will be available on Steam sometime in Q4 this year. If that's not soon enough for you, or if you want to see the decisions I left by the wayside, the demo's obviously still available on Steam. Also, as I've pretty much alluded to, but I'm going to make this statement now. Find a banned book and read it. More than one if you can manage. As has been said by many writers and literary aficionados, and me, that's where the good stuff is. Tune in next time for another management sim of the choices matter variety. This one on the subject of superheroes. It's called Dispatch, it's by Ad Hoc Studio, and it's apparently coming out sometime next year. If you want to support my little trash can, or want me to expand my streaming offerings, or maybe just provide the elixir of life that is coffee, my Ko-fi is linked on the Twitch site. You'll also find full reviews for the demos I've featured here, as well as reviews of other indie gems I've picked up over the years, and the occasional think piece about what's going on in the industry. And if you've got anything you'd like to see, just leave a comment somewhere or other. Until then, later.